Saturday. I went out to the barn this morning and rode, and it was great, and I figured when I got back, while I was still sweaty and dirty, that I would come outside here and tackle this full sun bed that I want to put in. So I'm going to at least cut out the edge and get a good shape going, and we'll see how far I get. But I'm really looking forward to putting in this new bed so I can start moving some plants that need more sun, and that way I can make room for some new plants. So let's go. So I think I'm going to create like a curve in the bed right there that comes around and over into there. And that is sun all day long, and I think I'm going to put some of the, more sun-loving things, like the sedum, like the nepeta, some of the iris, like just all of that kind of stuff. So this is one of those things that you come across sometimes that you have to kind of think through. This is where the utilities come into the house, and I've run into some sort of a pipe. There's no cap on it or anything, so I don't know, but I have to assume it's not in use, but I don't want to monkey around here too much. So I have to kind of be strategic in how I place my pavers so that this doesn't get disturbed. So let me see what I can figure out here. I got a smaller one. Okay, that might work. Kind of put it, oh yeah, that's what I'll do. That's actually perfect. So I can wedge it right there, and this pipe is just below the surface of this paver. So that works pretty darn good. And then I'm just gonna take some grass here and fill in right there. Boom. Good deal. Don't even notice. Perfect. All right. So then next one will be right next to it. And I'll just even that out. Got to get some soil up above there, but that's going to work out just fine. So disaster averted. So the way that I go about doing my beds is a little labor intensive, I admit, but instead of just coming in and scraping off the whole top layer of soil along with the grass, I like to save as much of the soil as possible because I feel like that top layer has the most nutrients in it. So I come along with this tool called a garden claw, and I dig out the grass and I bang off the dirt and then throw the grass out. So it takes me a while, but I feel like I leave the best soil there, and then I will amend it for the things that I add in. But it does take a little bit of time, but I'm okay with that because I feel like it's the better way to do it. So I am going to stop laying the pavers for a moment. I'm going to pull out these old pavers that were in this apron area here, and I'm going to dig out this grass and get that disposed of over to the side, and then I'll come back in and lay some more pavers. So here we go. so you can see that I started to do a little bit of a pattern, a small, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 large, and then another small. I'm going to kind of keep up with that pattern, but I'm going to stop here and I'm going to remove these pieces here and kind of grade this out a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do next. Keep in mind in this area is right there is a gutter downspout. So I need to make sure that that downspouts on to a paver. So it does have a paver underneath the ajuga here. So when that water downspouts, it'll come down here, and there's another paver here. So it's not going to wash out the grass or the bed. And I also relocated some of this moss that was growing over here and put it right here. So it should keep growing. So all right, so I am pretty happy with this right now. This is how it looks at the moment, and I think that's looking pretty good. So I'm going to stop for now and go get a shower and get changed because my husband's going to be taking me out tonight and I am a dirty old mess. So this is going to sit now until tomorrow. I'm going to get up at the crack of dawn tomorrow morning and I am going to finish this bed and start planting. So I will bring you along for that tomorrow morning, and hopefully we'll have a finished bed by the end of Sunday. So fingers crossed. I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. So I was up early this morning, actually not nearly as early as I wanted to be because we went out last night and my husband's friend is in a band and we listened to them play and we didn't get back home until a little bit later. So I was up not at the crack of 5, but at the crack of 7. So just a little bit later than I had wanted to, but I lucked out because it's a nice overcast day today, so it's nice and cool. So I've been working here and I'm almost done. I just have this little section here I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna start laying the pavers along here, and I think I might have to adjust my curve a little bit, so we'll see. But I'm gonna get back after it so I can start planting. All right, so that is the bed all prepped. Edging is in, so I'm pretty happy with that. So now I am going to go and dig up the sedum and the Nepeta and put them down there. And of course, fertilize with Biotone and water them in really good because it is going to be hot today. It's hot already. All right, let's go. Okay, because it is so hot and dry today, I am going to water the hole and the root ball before I bury it. Forgot to put the Biotone in my hole before for the Nepeta, but that's all right. I sprinkled it around and kind of roughed it into the dirt on top, so it'll get down in there. But I will remember to put the Biotone in the hole this time. All right, so that is the sedum and the Nepeta put in. I left space behind them, like along the fence there, because I'm going to be putting some of my tall iris back there, so that we have, you know, trying again for the like 4 seasons of interest if you can get it. But the iris would be my early, well, I guess late spring, early summer interest. And then the Nepeta and the sedum are more of the like mid to late summer. Well, the Nepeta, that comes out actually in early spring and it goes throughout the season. But the sedum kind of gets going as your late summer and early fall interest. So we're going to be working on this ongoing. But now the place where the sedum and the Nepeta were, over here by the fountain, I'm going to now go around and dig up my different heucheras and put them in over here and have a nice shady heuchera bed. And we'll see how my heuchera make out, because they just have not been doing so great. So maybe this will be a good spot for them. So we shall see. decided I'm going to move this yellow lily to the new bed right by the gate. And also, I'm going to try to dig up these just couple stalks of Heliopsis that are here. And I'm going to stake them up against the fence in the back and see if I can save those. So, see what happens. Before taking a break is that little miniature Rudbeckia. I think I'm going to take and move that over down right to the end right there, I think. So that way, if it blooms, it'll give us some yellow there, and then the Heliopsis gives us some height and some yellow there, and then the lily gives us a different color of yellow there. So anyway, that's going to be the last thing I move, and then I am going to take a break. So far so good. I am pleased with how this is coming out, but I do need to take a break. It is very hot. I'm just going to tidy up a little bit here, and then I'm going to go sit down in the shade with a nice cold drink. We had to stretch this project into 3 days because it started to rain, and we got rain the next couple days after that. So I'm back out here at it today. I want to move some of my taller iris from the front bed into here, and the lily looks like it's taken okay. The sedum is looking great. I'm sure that the Nepeta is going to be all right. It's looking okay, and the little Rudbeckia is looking good, but the oh my goodness, this does not look so good. This is my little false sunflower. So that does not look good. I don't know if it's going to make it. I'm just going to leave it in the ground. And of course, you know what? Look at this. The moles have decided to like dig there. I don't know why. So anyway, I'm just going to leave it in there. Maybe it'll take. I'll give it some more water today and some fertilizer, and we will see if this makes it. But anyway, sometimes things take and sometimes they don't. These are the iris right here that I haven't cut back that I'm going to move to the new fence bed because they are a taller variety, and I think that they'll do really nice as a back layer in that bed. So I'm going to dig these guys up and get them moved.
of days to film the wrap up on this video just to see how everything fared. The yellow lily, I wish I knew what variety this is, but it's just such a beautiful clear yellow, not an orangey yellow like the Stella d'Oro, but a real nice clear yellow. But that's looking good, still has some buds on it, and that is looking great, so I'm happy with that. The iris, it's hard to say, we won't know about that until next season, but so far so good. The Heliopsis that was in there, you would have seen in one of the last clips that a couple days after I had planted it, when I got back to this bed, it was looking really poorly, so I just ripped that out. Sedum is looking good. The color is starting to come through, but it did suffer a little bit of scorch, but that is understandable. A little bit of scorch on the leaves because it was going from pretty much full shade into full sun, so I kind of expected that it was gonna have a little bit of a price to pay there, but overall it looks great. And the Nepeta, 50-50, it does have a little bit of crunchiness on it, which is fine. I mean, it was a stress, but there is nice healthy green growth on that, so it's fine. It's gonna bounce. It's just not looking like super great at the moment, but that's totally fine. The Rudbeckia is looking fine. I do not think we're gonna get any flowers on that this year because it was too much in the shade. If we had gotten this out in the sun earlier, I think we would have had a chance to get pretty blooms on that, but we're gonna have to wait until next year for that. All right, let's head over to the new heuchera bed. Okay, the new heuchera bed is looking really good. Nothing is wilty. But I do have a lot of stuff that has the munched leaves, which they came into this bed with munched leaves. I am going to come out here tonight and spray these just as a preventive. But oh my gosh, I love all these different varieties. And there is some new growth down in there and some new leaves coming out. So they're not going to look probably super great this year, but I am going to keep up on fertilizing them throughout the rest of this season, and hopefully they'll bounce next year and we'll have a nice lush heuchera bed in here for next year. So I hope you enjoyed that little transformation of getting my sun-loving plants out of the shade and over and into their new home. All right, everybody, have a great night, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.